Is the ghost of Young Dolph hunting Memphis, Tennessee? In order for you to understand what's going on, you have to understand the backstory. Young Dolph was a rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. He was an independent rapper who had a following of his own. Young Dolph made a name for himself. He even started his own record label called PRE, which stands for Paper Route Empire. Now let's go back a little bit. Rapper. Young Dolph had an ongoing feud with the Memphis rapper Yo Gotti. Some rumors are that Yo Gotti was upset because Young Dolph didn't want to sign to his record label CMG. Some other speculations are that Young Dolph also slept with Yo Gotti's child's mother. Now, Yo Gotti is rumored to be behind multiple attempts on Young Dolph's life and the tragic assassination of Young Dolph on November 17, 2021, in Memphis, Tennessee. For some odd reasons, all the suspects from every shooting and even the assassination of Young Dolph have ties back to Yo Gotti. Now let's go in order. Let me give you a little timeline. Young Dolph's bulletproof SUV was shot at over 100 times while in Charlotte, North Carolina, before a basketball game. He wrote about it in one of his songs called 100 Shots. Now Black Youngsta is a rapper that is signed to Yo Gotti's label CMG. He also started his own record label called Heavy Camp. He, along with a few others, was charged with that shooting. Black Youngsta, whose real name is Sammy Marquez Benson, was charged with 6 counts of discharging a weapon into an occupied dwelling or moving vehicle and felony conspiracy. The charges were dismissed, and his lawyer made a statement saying, "The evidence was weak, so we were able to negotiate a dismissal on all charges on his case." Now remember who Black Youngsta is, because his name will come up again later. Now let's move on to another shooting incident. 8 months later, there was another attempt on Young Dolph's life. Rapper. Young Dolph, who was 32 at the time, was shot several times in Los Angeles, California, next to the Loews Hotel in Hollywood, just steps away from the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a bustling tourist district. A law enforcement source told Eyewitness News that people known to associate with Yo Gotti were at the hotel and the shopping center when the shooting happened in Los Angeles, California. Young Dolph was staying at the same hotel as another Memphis rapper, Yo Gotti. Now Corey McClendon and Gotti are known associates. How do we know that? Back in 2010, McClendon and Gotti were both arrested after 5 people were shot in the parking lot of Level 2 nightclub on American Way. Charges against Gotti were dropped in the 2010 brawl due to a lack of witnesses. McClendon was shot during the brawl. Now let's go back to the shooting in Los Angeles, California. Corey McClendon was booked on suspicion of attempted murder, but not charged in the shooting of Young Dolph. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department confirmed that Corey McClendon, 43, was released the day after he was arrested. Now let's talk about the last hit on Young Dolph's life. Young Dolph was assassinated inside of Makita's Cookies in Memphis, Tennessee on November 17, 2021 in Memphis, Tennessee. He was 36 years old at the time of his death. Now there were multiple people who were questioned and released, and some were charged in the death of Young Dolph. But coincidentally, they all have some kind of ties back to Yo Gotti. Now here is why they are saying the ghost of Young Dolph is haunting Memphis. Almost everyone who had something to do with the hit and demise of Young Dolph has coincidentally lost their lives, or a loved one allegedly behind it. Let's start with Darian DeMooney Childs, a 21-year-old Memphis comedian, was shot and killed at a Valero gas station on Tuesday, November 23, 2021. That's only 2 days after Young Dolph got murdered. He made fun of Dolph's death in at least 2 Facebook posts that quickly began to circulate online after he posted them. Shortly after, he was seen at the Valero gas station on November 23, 2021, and was killed. Now let's move on to Hernandez Govan. Hernandez is accused and charged with organizing the hit on the Memphis rapper Young Dolph. Now Hernandez had a daughter by the name Destiny Govan. She was a known and up-and-coming rapper by the name of Lotta Cash Desto. Govan's daughter, Lotta Cash Desto, was shot and killed on September 24, 2022, in Houston, Texas, at the age of 25 years old. Desto was pronounced dead on the scene. Houston police said she was shot while she and a friend were in a car, stopped behind another vehicle at a traffic light, when two men got out of that vehicle and began shooting, according to Houston police. Hernandez made a tweet about saying he thinks he cursed her with his lifestyle and that he was sorry. People are speculating that he was referring to his role in the organization on the demise of Young Dolph. Now let's move on to Yo Gotti's mother restaurant. Yo Gotti purchased a restaurant for his mother, and they named it Privy. The restaurant was riddled with bullets on March 30th, 2023. When police arrived on scene, they found two male victims, one of whom was pronounced dead, and the other who was taken to a local hospital, where he later died altogether. There were 2 dead and 5 injured from the shooting. Now let's talk about Joshua Taylor, also known as CEO Teasy. Joshua Taylor was a man Memphis police said was a person of interest in the death of Young Dolph. Joshua Taylor was reportedly questioned, but never charged. Now on June 14, 2023, Joshua Taylor was shot and killed in Orange Mound. Police say officers responded to a man-down call at Spotswood Avenue near Bunton Street at 12:56 p.m. Officers found the man suffering from gunshot wounds, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Now let's fast forward to Black Youngsta. Remember I told you he would come back up. Now his brother Tamanuel Benson was shot and killed. The incident occurred around 9:30 a.m. on August 18, 2023, outside a Valero gas station located close to Southside Park. According to eyewitnesses, multiple gunshots were heard ringing out from a passing vehicle. Do you think his brother was murdered for retaliation of Young Dolph's Sprinter van being shot up over 100 times? Now this last recent death shook the world. It's even speculated that President Joe Biden sent a letter of his condolences to Yo Gotti and his family. I had to ask myself how they are connected. Yo Gotti is part owner of the Major League Soccer team DC United and met First Lady Jill Biden in conjunction with a youth soccer program. Memphis rapper Yo Gotti's brother, Anthony Big Jook Mims, was killed in a shooting, Saturday, January 13th, 2024. This was confirmed by the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department, Sunday, January 14th, 2024. Anthony Big Jook Mims was shot shortly after leaving a funeral for his uncle Eric Boven, who was alleged to be a big kingpin in Memphis, Tennessee. There are a lot of speculations that Big Jook was taken out for putting a hit on the late rapper Adolph Thornton Jr., aka Young Dolph. Big Jook and Hernandez Govan knew each other and even have pictures together. Now remember, Hernandez Govan is accused and charged with organizing the hit on rapper Young Dolph life. That's why people are speculating this is the reason why Big Jook was taken out. It's crazy how everyone has ties to Yo Gotti. So is it safe to say that the ghost of Young Dolph is haunting the city of Memphis, Tennessee? What are your thoughts? Do you think Yo Gotti is behind the attempts and assassination on Young Dolph life? Do you believe this is a retaliation from the demise of rapper Young Dolph? Do you think this is finally over? Or do you think there will be more retaliation from this? Leave us a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.